And it's easier to receive when it's a maintenance session rather than when it's fixing a pain, isn't it, Ninja?
Yeah, mate. Always, every day.
You can actually enjoy, just go, oh, it's good, it's deep, but it feels nice, rather than, oh, it's deep and it's a bit of trauma in there and feels like he's crushing you. G'day guys, Jason the Ninja here. Today we're addressing rounded posture. So there's a few different muscles and areas that can contribute to rounded posture. So commonly people know of the pecs. So we are going to work through the pecs and the anterior shoulder. So quite often with pecs, what you'll see is you'll sort of see this rounding where the knuckles are sort of facing forward on the person. And then there's a few other muscles that you might not know as much about. So we've got our lat, which actually comes up under our armpit here and wraps onto the inside. So it can also pull your shoulder forward like this, and serratus anterior if you're really getting the scapula sort of moving forward, because it pulls the scapula into protraction. So if you're really rounded, and you can sort of see the shoulder blade tipping forward as well. So we're going to treat all those areas to correct this issue. So we're going to start with the easiest trick in the book, Ninja says.
Yeah.
So we're connecting in here with our sort of deltoid area, but also a bit of bicep tendon. So we're trying to get through and almost mobilize the head of the humerus there. So if you come to the side here, Lair, just so you can see. So just by placing my palm there, you can see it also acts as a bit of a mobilization. So we're almost moving that joint down and back into place. So yeah, when it gets rounded, it sort of tends to shift forward like this. So just by applying some pressure here, we can slowly release the soft tissue, but also get that joint to move back a bit further. So just connecting in there can give people a bit of grief if you've been doing lots of chest and upper body workout. It's normally a pretty tender point as well. But yeah, it's a really good one to connect in, and if you're feeling any sort of anterior shoulder pain associated with that, like overhead movement or overhead pressing's really struggling, this will be a great spot to start with for you. And for Ninja, a few push-ups and pull-ups on
the
Monday.
Dips
as well.
And a sore bit in there, in the dips.
Feels like a dip in there.
Yep. Yep.
So we're just holding, so we're not actually moving here to start with. It's just simply holding and putting some weight through that shoulder. Because a lot of people, they'll start to move a bit too quick, where we want to just actually connect with this area, and that longer hold and mobilization just allows that tissue but also the body to sort of reprogram a little bit. So if we start moving too quick and we're doing these superficial strokes, we're not getting that change in the programming of the muscles and the nervous system and all that sort of thing. So, and we're just slowly building through that pressure. So I've sort of stayed at the same pressure for Ninja, but we're just gradually getting a bit deeper. Bit easier for you to handle there now, Ninja.
It's coming good.
He quite often thinks I'm going to crush his bones, but I'm trying to go in slow for him today.
Yeah, you haven't crushed one yet, have
you? Not yet, no. I haven't had any buckled ribs or anything because of it, so got a good track record. And then we can just slowly pivot my wrist so I can start to hit a few of those different attachment points. So start to work more out into the middle deltoid and flick over a couple of those little bicep tendons there that are running through. Which is pretty spicy there for Ninja. And yeah, we can also just, even while the person's lying there, we can just open the shoulder out. So just start to promote that posture, because some people even just turning their, like lying on the table, just turning their palm out from here, can feel how tight it is for the shoulder. Ninja's not too bad through there, but some people even just really struggle to hold their shoulder out there because they're so used to being turned in here and the shoulder's really dumped in like this and sitting up, where if we just can start to open it up and get that mobilization as well, we can start to see, even looking here, you can see this shoulder's probably quite a bit lower already, just from on Ninja there. So the next one, we're going to actually do a stroke down. So we can do that a little bit longer, but I'm speeding up for video's sake today. So we want to connect in that same point. Sink in nice and slow.
This is exactly all I need, man.
Is it? Yeah, clear it out.
Beforehand, yeah.
No, you didn't. Didn't do your body scan today. Ninja normally does a bit of a shift through the hips, moves his shoulders and goes, no, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. So I just thought, no, we'll just do something today. But I was just telling Ninja off camera that I was flicking back through a few old videos, and maybe we can put a link to this video. It was after my High Rocks in December last year, and Ninja dressed up in a Santa costume, and I was looking for the video because I thought there was some interesting stuff in there. I couldn't remember what we actually did as the treatment. And yeah, I just started pissing myself. It was one of the funnier intros I've seen, and Ninja goes, "Oh, a lot of people don't know this, but before Santa gave out presents, he was a body worker." And then we just go into this spiel about Santa being a body worker, and he stopped because he had bad back and carrying too big a sack around, and yeah, it was just quite funny. So we were just saying that, yeah, we sometimes don't even remember videos that we did. That was only a few months ago, but yeah.
Quickly forget.
Some of the underrated moments that we enjoy looking back.
Yeah. Love our own work, don't we?
Yeah, sometimes we love and laugh at our own work.
Yeah. Get stuck out in the reception watching our own videos.
Ninja definitely does.
Yeah.
You catch him time to time, he's just sitting there laughing at his own material.
Yeah.
Sign of a good comedian, isn't it, Ninja? Just laughing at your own work.
Yeah,
someone's got to.
Yeah. If you don't think you're funny, no one else will. So that's step one, is it? Do you think you're funny?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Laugh at your own joke, because then even if people don't laugh at the joke, they'll probably laugh at you laughing at yourself. Yeah. So you get some laughter.
Yeah.
So I've just moved a little bit wider now, back more into that middle deltoid area, and just tracing down the outside. So it doesn't feel as bad there for Ninja. Feels like it's cleared a bit of that tenderness away and that soreness that he was experiencing.
Yeah, no, it's still a really good stroke and feel therapy.
So yeah, not only just trying to address the postural issues, it can help with increasing range of motion through this area if you're getting sort of pinching at the top of the shoulder, all these muscles, and the ones that will move to under with serratus and the lat. Sometimes they can restrict how much you can get up into flexion. So if you're feeling pinching at the top of the shoulder with flexion, it can actually be a resistance under the armpit. So if I actually grab like my shirt here, and you can see, imagine this is a tight lat, it actually restricts how much I can move my shoulder, and you're trying to move more through here, and that's where you're feeling the pinch. But if you're not actually addressing where it's anchoring, so if I let that go, then my shoulder can go further. So that's why we're going to treat the lats and that serratus area as well. So next one we'll do is the pec. So again, to try and open up that posture. First stroke we're just going to do is just a passive one, so Ninja's just lying there, but we quite often get into dynamic treatment and get some movement involved, just because that helps to pin and release. And if it's not as much of a chronic pain, we don't need to just hold it. Sometimes with more of these postural issues, you want to get a flushing effect and trying to get the muscle going through different ranges of motion, so you can really find where the tension points are. Just lean into that one a little bit there.
Yeah, it's a bit
more with the pizzy form.
Pizzy.
Not as much when we lean. Oh, a bit there though.
Yeah.
How many push-ups do you do this week, Ninja? 500?
Yeah, always. Every day. Push-ups. No, Das. You have to ask him how many push-ups he's doing a day.
Yeah, he'd be doing a few, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Every opportunity gets...
Pull-ups and push-ups in, you reckon? Yeah.
Do some reps.
Haven't done a max reps push-ups for a little while. Maybe I'll have to bring it back.
Yeah.
See how we go. I've been focusing on bench a bit more recently, so...
Yeah. What's your best push-up?
I think I got 100 one time, but...
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but then some other times it's like 70 or something like that, which is still probably good, but when you compare it to 100, like you somehow got 30 less than one of the other times, so...
Yeah, 50 is really good for me.
Yeah, I can normally sort of get to almost 30, sort of 35, like trying to get real quick, and then the next ones have to just like do them in 10s or 5s, and then you're doing ones that are really ugly and suspect, but you still count them, so...
So have you got through Sally Up push-up?
Yeah,
I've only done it once. I was pretty happy with that.
Last few times I've sometimes like when it says up, I'm like a little bit behind, but I haven't had to go to my knees or something for the last few times I've done it. So
yeah, it's a bit of a test, isn't it?
yeah,
Good test.
So now that we've got some movement through there, we can actually start to get some dynamics. So we start to open the shoulder up. So I like to do passive first. Then I can feel where some of the blocks start to come. So it feels a bit restricted when we get to there. So we can just floss that little point. And then I don't even have to move. So by moving Ninja's shoulder and opening up, the tissues are moving under my pressure there, but I'm still just pinning and anchoring that one point. So it's shortening, and then we're increasing the range. We can even start to reach up that way if he's really struggling there. And just trying to promote getting out of that rounded posture. We can start back in here. So depending on where we found, so say we found a bit more through that, the middle of the pec, we can really, there, feels like a bit of a sticking point. So I might just focus on that little bit to start with. And then my stroke will only start to move once that tissue's let go enough. So we can start to really crank it up there. Big full range of motion moves there.
It's good, man.
And it's not too deep, that one, Ninja. It's a bit more fascial and a bit more stretching sort of feeling.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so we're not trying to crush into his chest too much today.
Yeah.
Trying to promote that fascia to open up and get some hydration back into it. That's the other thing with dynamic is, fascia when it becomes dehydrated and hard and you think about it, loses that elasticity. So if we can start to get some dynamic back through there, you start to get those muscles getting back into that more elastic state, starting to hydrate those tissues. And moving through there. All right, Ninj, let's roll to your side facing the mirror here.
Mirror.
Yep, we'll treat that same shoulder. So we can work through the lat and the serratus. Straighten out your bottom leg there. Yep, that's it. Oh, big cough from the cameraman.
Yeah.
So I can just let that one hang out there to start with, so it's not too taut to start with. So it's in a bit of a shortened, softened state. So we can connect in there. So I'm sort of using the lateral border of the scapula as my point of contact. And getting the heel of the palm in there. And you can sort of roll more to the front or straight through the guts of it. But so yeah, with the modern lifestyle, posture is quite a big thing with everyone, or a lot of jobs and positions that people have is all the work's out in front of the body. So it's quite important to get a lot of work through this area, even if you don't necessarily have pain. Sometimes it can just be a good thing to release that tension and that stress that's being held, because you think if you're in a stressful state, if work or lifestyle or whatever it is that you're going through is stress, you tend to hunch a bit more. So even just getting some work through here as like a maintenance thing can be really good. It's not just a pain or a postural release, but also just dealing with stress and that sort of thing. You can sort of tune out, even if it's an hour or 45 minutes in a month or whatever. Sometimes that's what a lot of people need. You can just focus on yourself for that hour. And it's easier to receive when it's a maintenance session rather than when it's fixing a pain, isn't it, Ninj?
Yeah, mate. Always, every day.
You can actually enjoy, just go, oh, it's good, it's deep, but it feels nice, rather than, oh, it's deep and it's a bit of trauma in there and feels like he's crushing you.
Yeah. It's a good spot just back there too.
Yeah, just up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I might start to break out a bit of like the forearm and elbow, so still quite flat. So I'm not being too sharp on him there, but I can feel there's a bit more contact in there now.
Yeah, man. It's deeper.
Any referral pain there for you, Ninja, or just feels in the spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spot. Wow, that's no good.
Yeah, so lats can be quite often one that gets missed with yeah, with that rounded posture, just a lot of people tend to focus more on the front of the shoulder, but yeah, it's such a big muscle and has a big connection all the way down into the lower back as well. So it is quite an important one if you are a practitioner out there, or if you're a client and you've had a lot of work and it's not really correcting. Sometimes, yeah, make sure you're having a look at the lat as well.
Yeah.
Getting work through this area. So once we've found a good spot in there, I might actually start to get a bit of movement for Ninja just to see if that'll help ease a little bit of it. Just these small ranges can start to open up. Connect, start to stretch it out. I can even go a bit more, less pressure straight down and more of a opening up. And so you can see by changing more the angle of my pressure, so that's quite deep for Ninja. If I go there, it's going to be more of a gliding and a fascial stroke. So sometimes it's reading the tissues and feeling what's coming up. Do I need to pin and hold this, or is it going to respond better to movement? How's it feeling for you there, Ninja?
Yeah, it's good, man. That's good.
Come a bit more around into the front, so getting a bit more serratus, which is the boxer's muscles. So yeah, if you've watched any MMA or boxing, there's the big banana fingers under here. So yeah, controlled in protracting the scapula. So a lot of what punching is the shoulder moving forward like that with the scapula protracting. So. But sometimes it can be an area also that is missed when associated with rounded posture and shoulder issues.
Feels good.
Again, just using more the blade of my forearm there, keeping it quite superficial, but it can be quite nasty in there. Wiggle in between the ribs, just down that way. Oh, see that little bit of a flick there? Play the guitar.
Yeah.
And then, or we might finish with, so if we're pretty happy, but we still reckon there's one more spot, this is going to be one that Ninja's not happy with. We're going to do the old pincer technique. So sometimes you don't need to just push down on a muscle. Sometimes we need to sort of connect with it a different way. So this way we can sort of pick it up. And there might be a spot that's more in there, so it's almost like moving it away from that rib cage area. If you come around the front here, Leah, just to get a little bit of a look at the facial expressions, you can sort of tell there's probably a bit of stuff in there for Ninja. And now, Ninja, if you can just slowly try and bring your arm up above your head, that's it. Yeah, just to where you're comfortable. That's it, and then come back, so it doesn't flick me out. We're just going to work that range for now. So there. So this might be the spot that if you're really struggling to lift that arm, we have found this is the anchoring point. So just get that flossing and then see if you can go a little bit further each time. Yep, nice, Ninja. Good, let's do 3 more. Up, good. Even add a little bit of rotation into the shoulder. Yep, that's it. Does that ease it? Yep, nice. 1 more. I think that was 3, but we'll do 1 extra because we never count properly. And rest there. All right, we'll leave it there for today, but yeah, you can obviously spend longer on these areas, but I just wanted to do a sped up version of the areas that we can target if you've got rounded posture or you can see that your shoulder's tipping forward. So if this is you, book an appointment, or if you're a practitioner and you want to learn how to do this, reach out, book a chat, have a chat with Aaron or Das or Ninja, and yeah, we'll get you on board. Thanks guys, see ya.
Done.